Kyle, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Jameson?
Good, good. What's up?
I'm just waking up. Um, so I tried doing something yesterday with the prompt. I did it in like 15 minutes because I had to talk to my family, but came out pretty shitty. But I'm down to share that, and then also I found like I was digging through the hard drive about like stuff that I liked, and I found like um an I guess like a rearrangement of a song that I like,
Mm-hmm.
and there was also like another song I was working on just after the composition I brought in like last time, the one that was in seven. That has some cool ideas, but I'm not really sure what to do. So I've got like a handful of things, I guess, but
Okay, let's do it. Tell me which one seems the most pressing, the most exciting. Let's dive in.
yeah, the one I'm most excited about is actually the like arrangement. And let me see. I have my hard drive here. Let me see if I have the uh audio file. I might have to just make it in Ableton real quick. Uh, but let me check. If that's the case, I'll just shoot over something else. Yeah, okay. Shit. Okay. I'll have to make it. Let me just shoot over the other one.
Cool.
Yeah. I thought there was a way to it. Oh, okay. File. Okay. All right.
Where'd you send it?
In the chat. It's still going through it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Let's check it out. Downloading. Let's see. Doesn't want to open here. For future reference, putting it in Google Drive is the easiest way to do it.
I've got a Google Drive link of this.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, one sec. How do I get there? Send. Here it is. How the hell do I access this? Hold up
It's
one
okay.
sec.
I think I got it now.
Okay. Okay.
kind of like solo section.
Yeah, I think it just does that like two times or something, and then it just stops. But those are kind of just like rough ideas I had, so I just strung them together.
Okay. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
Um, I like some of like the melodies. I think the like the bass in the beginning is kind of corny. It seems like some happy go lucky like Minecraft exploration vibe, which I guess is like kind of cool, but not really me. But I really like the um, that melody. It's like do 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 do, and then do 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 do. I like that one a lot. I like the interplay between the guitar and like the marimba at those
Mm.
points, and I like the bass a lot more too when those melodies come in.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things I like about it. Yeah, what I don't like is like the original bass movement. I think is kind of lame. I don't really know how to write or play bass lines, so I just like hold one note usually like the whole time,
Mm.
and so that would be something to work on, and maybe just like kind of trying to find different harmonic possibilities for the first part or something like that, you know. So
Mm-hmm. How did you write it? Like, what did you do first, and then?
so what I did first actually I think was the bass.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had this really weird marimba line over it that I ended up just totally scrapping.
Mm-hmm.
And excuse me, I added the guitar, or I think I added drums first, and I kept that same pattern just because it's a pain to program on the Ableton.
Yeah.
So, but then I did the guitar and I was just messing around trying to follow, like we were talking about the other day, like just trying to follow some idea, finding notes that worked without like thinking about like theory or anything, and then just
Mm-hmm.
like trying to see what happened. Um,
Mm.
After that, I think it was like a couple days or something. I came back to it and then added like the second part where the bass changes, and then I added like a melody that I like. Same thing. It's like okay, this bass sounds cool, changing from the other thing, and then let me find a melody that works, and that's how I did it.
Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it seems like you like the B section the most. Let's listen to that for a second.
Sure.
This is the B section?
Yeah.
Mm. So something I was thinking while we were listening to it is that like I think and I think this is what you like about the B section is that the melody it has more of like a story to it
Mm-hmm.
rather than just kind of like a vampy thing. So like the A section. Right? So ba da da boo dee da da dee da da boo da. Right? That's a very like what that says to me is do you know the song it's called Snowfall? It's like a modal composition. Okay. Um what this kind of gives me vibes of that. It's like a very like the focus here is not actually a melody. Um it's more of a modality. Like this sounds like a modal tune. Boom, 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 boom. And the way you have the harmonies and all that stuff, right? And so ba da da like I'll sing a melody that's more of a melody, right? That's more melody focused. Ba da da ya da do do dee da do boo boo ba ba boom 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 boo da do boo boo da da boom bum bo dee 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 da da da. Right? Like there's like little spots where it hangs out for a second, right? It's like bo da da boo da 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 boo da da boo boo da 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 boo ba da da boo da 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 boo dee doo doo boo doo dee da da. Right? You see how that's like a little bit of a journey?
Hmm.
There's like a it's like, oh, Frodo starts in the Shire, and then he Mount Doom for a little while, and then Mordor for a little while, and that's the kind of thing that like builds a lot of character in a melody.
Hmm.
Like, think of like really good melodies, like Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. Da 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 dee da, da 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 dee da, right?
Hmm.
Or um, I'm thinking of that's another Beatles song I'm thinking of, but that's okay. So you kind of did that. Is this making sense, by the way?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like the A section one you're saying is just like hanging out in like one area. It's not really even going anywhere. It's just like hanging out in this vibe. Whereas the B section like kind of has whatever some motion to it. You know,
Yeah,
like it's feels like it's going somewhere.
right. Mhm. Okay, so what I want to see you do, Kyle, maybe we can just explore this for a second. This is less of a like, let's fix this composition thing and more of like, let's build a skill set here, okay?
Sure.
Like a good melody, like think about Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Ba da da do do dee da da dee da ba da da do 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 dee da do 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 dee da. There's so many things in there. If you go through Somewhere Over the Rainbow, what it's really doing is like ba da starts on the C, goes to B, ba da 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 da, and then goes down to A. Uh, it actually roots there. Then there's the A, right? To G, and then F, right? E, D. So like the whole melody was just doing this. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see how it hangs out at each little phase?
Yeah, and
Yeah, go ahead.
does it so I noticed like it'll like jump up in sixth, right? Like from the downward is I've noticed that too, like how do people like take? I guess that's what you were gonna go through. I'll just let you go. Sorry, I always try to.
No, ask your question.
Yeah,
How do people take what?
like a the basic thing like a scale or some interval and make like a full fledged like idea out of that. You know.
Perfect question. Exactly. This is what you need to work on. Okay, so let's just do Somewhere Over the Rainbow real quick, okay? I'm gonna start with C and then jump up an octave. Okay, that's the beginning of my melody. All right, great. I need something with that. Maybe I'll do like some little neighbor tones around it. You see how I just went, just like going
Mm-hmm.
up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it made sense to resolve that. Tito, right? That's just kind of following your ear, right? And then anchoring it down again with the C. Going to the A, that's the next one in the order, right? G is the next one in the order. And then I need to anchor it down again. I'll anchor it with the A. That's a sixth away from the next note, which I already established that pattern from the
Right.
C.
Right.
Right? The same pattern. So I created a little melodic fragment. I could keep going with that, right? You know? Right? You see how I'm like now I'm just like totally in different keys and stuff, but it still kind of sounds like Somewhere Over the Rainbow, right? Like I can. Right? You see how I can just like, oh, there's so much there and it all kind of feels connected.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what I want to hear in a Kyle melody.
Me too, man.
Right? Yeah. So, and let's just finish this little idea. So, okay, so we have brings back the da 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 da, right? Da, da, da. It's from this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really those two ideas, a leap of a sixth and da 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 da. You see what I mean? Yeah. So now what I would want to do, and this is like, you don't have to do this with this composition, but let's just use it as an example, is like, let's see what melodic information you have here. So can you play me some of this melody?
Oh shit. Probably not.
Oh. Wait, what is it? Oh. Can you make it so I can hear it too?
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry. I don't know. Let's see. I wonder if my audio is coming through here. We'll see. Can you hear that?
It's really quiet.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. How do I do this? Hold up. I think I just
You've
got.
done it before.
I know. Hold on. I think I just got to unplug this. Maybe. What the hell? Input device. Let's see. If I just unplug this. That broke. 1 second. Okay, that's gone. Okay, here we go. Can you hear?
Yep.
Okay. Oops.
Great.
Man, hold on. I gotta fix my screen here. What the hell's going? Oh, I don't have my mouse now. Okay, that's what's going. Tech. All right. Cool. Back.
Okay. So can you play me some of this melody?
Oops. So that part.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay, good. Cool. So what melodic information do you hear in there?
C major 7.
It's an arpeggio, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So can you generate some more ideas off of a major 7 arpeggio?
I guess I could try filling in, like you said, with like neighbor tones and stuff.
Hmm.
Which
Try
I
that.
thought I was doing a little bit on the descending part.
Yeah, you totally are.
Yeah. Um, but in the ascending part, yeah, I can't. I don't know.
It's interesting. What if we do, so I'll give you some prompts here. A nice thing to do is take a melodic fragment and repeat it, right? But just move it or sequence it. Like we saw that with Somewhere Over the Rainbow, right? So you have something like that here. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So can you move that little sequence around? Like,
Which one? This.
Yeah. Ba. Yeah. Right. So you're doing it really uh in the key, which is good for now, actually. We won't go out of the key. Okay. So you can also move around the other phrase. You have such a good melody, right? So try that. Try moving around the arpeggio. Ooh. Right?
That's
Or
cool.
that's where you start to get some interesting stuff. Okay, so great. So what I'm doing when I'm generating ideas for like a melody, um, have you seen this book, Steal Like an Artist?
No.
Okay, it's a great book. It's just like a little square book, and it's not really like a read. It's like each page has like a little quip on it, like a little inspirational idea and some picture to represent it, or maybe a chapter, or just it's just like you just flip it open and just get ideas, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things it talks about is how you should generate way more ideas than you use and then just throw away a bunch of them, right? So something I like to do when I'm writing melodies, especially, is, what you just did, there were some beautiful things in there, you know what I mean? And what I would do is I would just say, okay, I'm going to use those two ideas, ba-da-da-da, and ba-da-da-da. Those are my two ideas, and I'm just going to sit here and ooh.
When it gets up to that higher, I can't hear it. I don't know if the it just like cuts out the audio.
Oh, it's my original sound. That's what it
Uh,
is. I was going like, you know, like
yeah.
I'll improvise like that for a little while, just using those ideas, and then I'll be like, oh, I like that phrase. Write that down, right? I don't know how it's gonna go together, right? Like I'm not putting the Legos together yet. I'm just getting all the blocks that I need, right? And then I'll keep going. Oh, maybe I'll explore the arpeggio for a little while. Right? Right? I like that. You know, I kind of like the going up was nice. Right? So I'm hearing like uh, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So try that, and then basically, like I just took the ideas that I liked and I put them in an order. That doesn't have to be it for now. Do that for me for a second, where you just play some ideas, explore with both of the ideas, the arpeggio and the and just see what happens.
What was the second idea again? Was it the that one or
Yeah, so
right? Okay.
it really is just like another arpeggio, but a different shape.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I have a hard time like breaking out like if I do like patterns through a scale like this, I just can't like I don't know like when to stop or like where, you know. It feels like my ear always just like wants to continue that pattern, you know.
Mm. Yeah. Try this for me. Um, two arpeggios and then one downwards.
Okay, and the down again being like that 1 7 5 3 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where am I at? D. Well, let me get that again. We got shit. What was it? 1 7 5 3. Yeah, I really gotta work on inversions and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Yeah. Right. So that kind of breaks you out of your pattern. Try it
yeah.
the other way. One arpeggio and two downwards.
Sorry.
Ba-da-da.
Uh, wow. Let's see. Oh, that's what I was hearing. Down a third. Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. Sorry. What was it? There it is. So down a fourth. Interesting. Okay, let me try and follow that. So. This one was down a third. No, down a fourth. No. Sorry.
So now what you're noticing is like you're hearing, like you said, oh, I'm hearing it down a third, right?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily even the pattern anymore, right?
Right.
Yeah. So this is kind of what should happen is that it's one thing to just move a pattern through a key. But then we want to create some sort of motion. Your brain is going to like try to put chords on it and try to put like checkpoints. Like, for example, um, like probably a good chord progression would be like. Okay, so I went 1, 4, 5, 6, right? So now, what if I think of my patterns, but I'm like aiming for each of those, right? So watch this. Right? I didn't like that so much. I'm gonna do another one. Right? You can start to hear that there's like some sort of something to it. Like it has some direction and it also keeps me out of just going. Because melodies, they demand not to be like that. You
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
sure. Yeah.
Melodies, Aaron Parks, he always says he's looking for imperfect symmetry, right? Imperfect symmetry. It has to have like enough of like sameness to be cohesive, but enough differentness to be individual.
Hmm.
You know, it's like if somebody's face was perfectly symmetrical, they look like a robot, but they got like a little blemish and like some facial hair. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
then they look like a human. That's what we want out of our melodies. So let's try this real quick. Let's listen to your melody again. Do you know what the chords are in this section?
I think it's just a one and oh, in that B section.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's what's the chord?
I guess it would be if it's like diatonic F major and then E minor.
What?
F major and E minor, I guess, right? Would that is
Well,
that?
the bass note is C and B
Oh, it is. I
natural.
thought it was F and E. Shit.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yep.
Is it?
Right. Yeah. So. Yep.
Yeah. So I guess F E. I guess that's one option, right? But it's not. It's not happening.
It's not really saying that. Yeah, it's not happening. Like you don't like it. You mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah.
And it's not really saying F and E. It's saying F major 7 modal with an E in the bass.
Mm.
That's really what it's saying. It's just saying like. Right. So I think that there can be a lot more interest here, and I think your ear would like it. So
Yeah, for sure.
why don't we do this? Why don't we map out a chord progression that you would kind of like in this zone? So yeah, tell me what should the chord progression be?
That this is another thing. I don't really know. Um I practice 2 5 1s on here, but I feel like, and I know there's a lot of mileage in there, and like things that you can do to like decorate them so that they're not so scholastic and like boring, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so that's like the first thing that comes to mind. I don't know of any other like really, I don't know any like cool sounding chord progressions. All I remember from school is like just having to do like 1 4 5s and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and that was super lame, I thought. And again,
Okay.
I know that like you can think of those as like landmarks rather than just going from the 1 chord to the 4 chord to the five. Like you can put chords in between to get there, which is something I'm like still trying to catch up on. So I don't know, maybe we could try something like that. But I don't know. What were you thinking?
Yeah, let's try that, right?
Okay.
So let's start with like using just really functional stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? So what key are we in here?
I guess F, right? Or no, C.
It's really C. Yeah.
Yeah.
And F is just the 4 chord. You see what I mean? So we're just
Yeah.
sitting on the 4 chord. We're going. But like if we were to like resolve everything, oh, and this is interesting because it's the 4 chord, but you're arpeggiating C major, so it's very like Lydian. You know, it's like, you know, and it wants to like, right? That's kind of where it wants to go. So like, like that's kind of like a zone that we could play around in a little bit, right? So let's just talk about this, okay? So, um, okay, so like, how long should we make the phrase?
Of the harmonic progression.
Sure.
Uh, I don't know. Let's just start with 4 bars for now.
Okay. And we're gonna say that our first chord is gonna be F major 7. Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So where should we go next?
Um, I think the next maybe like landmark could be the 5.
Okay.
Um,
What bar?
uh, yeah, I don't know. Let's just put it in bar 3. Then we can try and in bar 2 we can try to get some chord that is like a passing chord or something to that landmark.
Love that idea. So then what is the 5 chord here?
It'd be G7.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I'm thinking that melody. Okay. Cool. What should I do next?
Um, so I guess like going to the G7, is that what you're asking, or?
Yeah. Or after it, or you just tell me.
Okay, let's go. I guess let's just let's bring her home for on the 4th bar, just to keep it short and simple. I think like doing stuff like this will be beneficial, almost like a drip rather than like a wave pool of information, you know?
Yeah. So what do you mean by bring her
Just
home?
C major.
C major. Okay. Will you play that chord progression for me? Okay, good. Now kind of like put boom, 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 boom. Put some time to it. Yeah. And kind of the way you played it, we would want to have 2 bars of the F major 7. That's the way we wrote it, right? Okay. How do you feel about it?
Pretty lame right now, but that's
Pretty
all right. I
lame.
think. What's up?
Pretty lame. Okay.
Yeah.
You think what though?
I think it's like a good uh starting point. I don't know that it really fits the melody at all, but again, I think I'm trying to like approach this as like a harmony exercise, I guess, at this point
Yeah.
to try to figure out like different routes to get to the same place. Possible.
Yes. Okay. I'll just like throw in my weight here. It's like it's kind of weird that the harmonic rhythm is like 2 bars of F and then it resolves on the fourth bar.
Yeah,
Usually we would want the resolution to be like here, or there would be 4 different chords, right?
right.
So like if I was gonna just edit this, also it's like if we do a 4 bar phrase, it puts us in vamp land, right? That's like 4 bar repeated that we're making hip hop beats, right? Which
Hmm.
I think you can evolve past that. And it's also going to make our melody a lot more free if we can make it an 8 bar phrase. Like think of somewhere over the rainbow, you know? It's a longer phrase, right?
Yeah, I think even the melody of my song is 8 bars,
Yes.
right? Yeah, it makes more sense. I was thinking just to try to isolate it down to this and then figure out like a passing chord and then expand that, but that probably
Yeah.
makes more sense. So
So I actually like this. So why don't we keep this and keep this, but just spread it out a little bit?
sure.
Okay. I think we need another chord right here. What should we put there?
Freaking two.
Two? Okay, which is what?
D minor seven.
Okay. Okay. How are you feeling about it now?
I mean, it sounds like definitely functional, like it's going somewhere. Um, but it still feels like you're walking yourself to school in like first grade, just down the block. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. There's ice cream, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, honestly, because I think when you're walking yourself to school in first grade, it's just down the block. There's just the ice cream man. There's nothing to worry about. When you walk yourself to high school in the hood,
Yeah.
there's like somebody tries to stab you. There's a turtle in the road. You're like, oh my gosh, I almost missed the bus, right? It's like we need some more roadblocks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
some like grit to it.
Yeah. So like, um, we could take this and add some passing chords,
Right.
right? So like that would be doing something like, um, something like. All right, it's kind of better, right? But there's still like no like I don't know. There's like I want some more characters. I want some more moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's make this a longer walk. We're big boys. We can handle it. Okay. So and let's um like yeah, let's make this like here. Let me get this all on one page. Or yeah, let's just do this. Let's make this like what is that? 16 bars? 16 bar chord progression. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this here. And I think it makes sense for this to be here. We kind of need 5 to 1 still.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm going to put this here. Okay. This is getting more interesting. Okay, so now what?
So I don't know why, but off the top of my head, I thought it would be cool to go to the four minor chord.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Where?
Um, I guess like either the third measure or the fifth measure, probably the third, or maybe even the second. I don't know. Let's stick with the third and see what the vibe is.
Okay. F minor, what?
I guess seven, or
Okay.
for
A
now.
lot of times, four minor. Um, well, we let's just do F minor seven. Let's just do that. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, great. So that's kind of cool. Then what after that?
Um, Man, that could be like a two chord, um, in E flat. Maybe we could go to a different, use that as like some point to modulate briefly or something. I mean, it already kind of is because that's the only like non-diatonic chord here, so maybe that might be a little much, but
Okay, so you want to make this a two chord in E flat?
sure, let's try it. I don't know how that's gonna sound, but let's just
So
try
are you
it.
gonna make like a 2-5-1? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, let's just try 2 5 1. Sure.
Okay, so like make this. What would this be?
B flat seven.
Okay, and then what would this be?
E flat. Sorry.
Okay, great. So are we done?
Uh, let's fill it out, man. Why not?
Let's keep going. Yeah.
um, okay, so the next like landmark is that D minor seven. Um, so I guess we could just chill in E flat until then. I don't know why not.
Okay.
How about we could do maybe like in this E flat. So after in whatever measure six should be C minor seven, I guess, or and then A flat major seven in the next measure, and then A seven. Yeah, why not?
Cool. Okay.
um, uh, all I'm thinking is like secondary dominance. Like in measure 12, I'm like, okay, D7. We could just do a whole cycle here. Why not? Before that, we could do A7. Yeah. And then E7, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Let's see what's up with this.
Okay. Can you play this?
I don't know. I'll try.
Let's see how
Okay.
big I can make it. Try that.
Oops. B flat seven. Uh, oh man, tight. I can't find this chord. That's an issue. Here we go.
Okay. Great. I'm gonna play it once myself, and so you can really get it in your brain here. So.
Cool.
Okay. So, in all of that, are there parts that you really like, parts that you don't like?
I like the first five measures, maybe
Okay.
even six measures.
I really like that too. This C minor move, I very much enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not too much of a fan. Definitely didn't like the whole cycle of dominance thing.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like I didn't like that after like the A7 definitely just threw things off because even that A flat major 7 sounded like okay, but um, I think that's when it started to fall off the rails there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, what that tells me is like you like more of the like major 7 minor sounds, and then all this dominant stuff is just like what why did we switch to a blues all of a sudden, like, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what it felt like.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So, what should I delete?
Um, let's delete the A7 in measure 8 and then the EAD in 10, 11, 12. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, what should we do now?
Figure out how to get from that A flat to D minor. What does that sound like on its own? Just going straight from A flat major 7 to D minor 7.
Try it.
Uh, I gotta figure out this voice leading me. Holy cow. Let's see, oh, there it is. Okay. Sounds okay. Kind of weird, but not too.
So you want to do it in context too.
That kind of sounds cool. So you played from the E flat major there?
Yep.
Okay. I kind of like that.
I like it too. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of nice because this kind of just like sits in E flat major, and then this is like an obvious shift, right? It's kind of like our landmark chord,
Yeah.
and so it works very well at the end of the phrase there.
Yeah.
If this D minor was here, it might feel kind of awkward, you know?
Right, right. Yeah,
Okay,
like giving it some breathing room there on the last one. Yeah.
yeah, totally. Okay, great. So we got a pretty cool progression. Now, what next?
Uh, Figure out how to get to the G7. So now we're seemingly like the remaining three chords that we have like written are all just like in C. I
Hmm.
don't know if it would be like how far out, if at all, to leave the key. I mean, we still have like a whole eight measures, so I don't think it's like too out of the question. Um, See, I didn't like that D7 going to G7. I didn't like that dominant stuff, so maybe um let's see. Maybe think of it from like an analysis kind of point of view. Like the D could also be like the 6 in F. So maybe we could go to the like treat this briefly as like the key of F, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's interesting because F is the 4 chord, and we heard it earlier. So that, yeah, I like that. That's kind of interesting.
Okay. So we could do like maybe we could just do like a 6-2-5 in F and then just see what it sounds like for the sake of it and then leave it there. Maybe? I don't know.
Okay, so what should I put down?
Let's do after the in measure 10 we'll do G minor 7 and then C7 and we'll just leave it there, I guess, and see what happens.
Okay, so don't even go to the F.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
let's just see. Yeah.
can you play it?
I'll try. I'll start from like the A flat major. Oops. Yeah. I liked it. I didn't like the transition from C7 to G7. So yeah, maybe let's just try tagging that F major at the end there. Maybe that'll sound better.
Yeah, C7 to G7 is a little awkward because it's backwards,
Yeah.
right?
So let's
It's
see.
1 to 5. Yeah.
Oops. If it is, I don't know. Could you play it? Maybe you'll play it
Yeah,
better.
I'll play it. I'll start at the A flat.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not really a fan. I actually really like that D minor, G minor stuff, and then it's yeah, like the C7, just making it feel like too. I don't know how
I
to even
agree.
just yeah,
It kind of takes us out of this cool mode of the majors and the minors. The
yeah,
dominants have a very strong pull.
right. What if we just change the quality to like I don't know, C major 7 or C minor 7? I don't know.
Which one?
Let's try minor first. Why not?
Okay. All right. Gotta empty my valve. All right, here we go. I'll start. I'm just gonna start in the D minor.
Um, I don't know. Let's try C major 7. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe C is not the move.
Maybe C's not the move.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah. So if I was gonna interject a little bit,
Yep.
um, we have 2, and this is 5. Kind of like the next strongest chord is 4, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so the next strongest chord is 4. And so I kind of want this chord to be here, in a strong point in the phrase.
Right.
I like the sound of this. I think what you were trying to hear was kind of more of this sound, um, which is like, um, right? There's more voice leading.
Yeah.
So just do it slow. Right? And so what that does is but it's very like jazzy, and I feel like we're trying to get out of that jazzy zone, you know? Um, so like I almost like this better. It kind of does the same thing, but in a little bit more modal, colorful way. Right? So like see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so how do you feel about that?
Um, I feel okay.
Still kind of meh, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like kind of mild, and it feels also like kind of out of place.
Yeah. So it is kind of mild and kind of out of place. Let me just, I'm gonna do this the way that I would do it.
Cool.
Okay. Um, and it's pretty much like you have to explore all these things that we're exploring. That's how you figure out what you want.
Hmm.
And just kind of what I'm asking you, do you like that? Do you not like that? Right? That's what you need to be doing with yourself. Okay. Where my brain immediately went with it is, um, so you had this, right? I love the minor. That makes so much sense. I actually like all of this beginning stuff.
Hmm.
So let's just go through this. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna just keep the beginning stuff. And then this to me sounds so awkward.
Yeah.
I just want it to be like G7 sus because we're not really in like jazz land, dominant land. We're not like writing a jazz tune. We're writing like kind of, it's almost like more like pop or indie-ish. I don't know. Right. And so I just really want that to be a sus chord so I don't hear the like really like I don't want to hear, that's too much.
Right.
All right. So even, and then I would probably take away this. Um, oh, you know what I would do? This is what I would do. I'm like, I want to go 5-1, but I don't want to be in like dominant land because it's going to sound too jazzy, right? So I want a C chord, which is 5-1. But if I put like C7, then it's too jazzy. If I put C minor, it's too modal. If I put C major 7, it's too modal. It doesn't really go to. What I'm going to do is just C over E. And this is cool because it goes D, E, F in the bass notes, right? So I can go. Right? And
Hmm.
at the end, I did C7 because I'm already thinking about like
Going back.
going back. And I already know that C7 is going to be too like jazzy for me, so I want it to be like C7 sharp 9, sharp 5, something like that. I got to do two hands here. So see what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I really like the G7 sus. And the I like the idea of the C over E. I can't really hear it. I'll have to try it on my own, but I don't know how to do that. How are you voicing that? Like the D minor C over E to F.
Yeah. So C over E, just think a C major triad in first inversion. So EGC. Or sorry, a C major triad in second inversion. There you go.
And then put an E in the bottom there.
The E is already in the bottom. Oh wait, it should be E G C.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Yep.
so it was like were you voicing the D minor 7 just like in root?
Yep.
the F, did it just move up to the root position?
Yep. It's really nice voice leading.
Oops. And then this would be G, C, D, right?
Yeah. I like to voice it like a F major triad above G.
Okay, so the C's on top there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be. I gotta get some voicings in, man.
Yeah. So that's kind of where my brain went. There was also another route that I really liked, this E7 here, actually, when you had it. I just liked the sound of this to that, right? Like, it's just kind of cool. Like, make sure my original sound is on. And I did a sharp 9, kind of like that. And then where that goes in my brain is actually A minor, right? E7 to A minor, which is cool because it's the 6th of C, right? So I would explore that route a little bit. I would go like A minor. And then probably where that wants to go is 6, 2, right? So that I can go to the 5 chord. So probably what I would do in that case is bo da da dee da da, and then I would do like a D7, so that it's like with like major extensions, so D9, and then I would go like D minor 7. So we really feel the change from D9 to D minor 7, right? So we're going. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one option. You could also just sit on D minor, on A minor 7 and go to G. There's also, I'm just giving you how I think through this, because you got to make your own choices, you know? Mm-hmm. Another thing is, like, to me, this feels very jazzy, very 2/5-y, which I don't feel like we're going for here. So I didn't like it that much. You went from 4 to minor 4, which is a classic move. What you can do is go minor 4, and everybody loves this sound. Minor 4 to 1, actually. And this is just such a beautiful sound. So like something like this. Make sure my original sound. Okay, so. I didn't really like this stuff after it. Mm-hmm. Right. If I was gonna do this, I'd probably go like. out that I did. I went minor 4 to 1, and then I did E flat 7 here, which E flat 7 goes nicely to D minor, and then I did this, and I did that 2, and then 2 5, like I talked about earlier. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I heard at whatever 28 was that was a D minor 7 or was that a D 7?
It was D7.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So let's go back a second, because I'm just telling you a whole bunch of stuff, and let's make the chord progression how you want it now. Okay. So what do you want to? This is what you have so far. What do you want to change?
Um I gotta I gotta like play and figure it out. Oops. I like that. I like that. Uh, I guess if we are changing like whatever, like that B flat 7 part, so you opted for like the F6 9 or F minor 6 9 there.
Yeah. You don't have to do that. This sounds pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I kind of like this. I don't know about the B flat 7, or maybe it just needs like some different quality or crunch to it, maybe or not.
Yeah. You could. Yeah. So. Oh. Eh, I don't know. You could
I
do.
gotta.
What was that?
Oh, I was just gonna say I gotta mess around with it. What were you gonna say?
Yeah. You got to mess around with it. I'll give you some options for that.
Sure.
It depends on just what you're trying to do, right? So what you have here is pretty jazzy, which is fine, you know. And then you have. It's nice. If you make it a sus chord, like B flat sus, which is basically just like keeping F minor but changing the bass note, then it'll sound less jazzy. Right? Another thing you could do is just make it F minor to E flat major. It's possible. Those are all options, but you can choose any one of those. Those are all fine. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hmm.
It just depends on what you're trying to do. What about this part? Like, what do you want to do here?
Dude, I have no idea. I liked the idea of thinking of rather than the D minor as the 2 and C as it like in that key of F kind of, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, maybe explore some more possibilities with that. I'll have to try. Maybe even just changing the D minor altogether to something else and yeah, trying to figure that out. I don't know because I think like the overall vibe, like I think you said it earlier, like I love jazz like a lot, but I don't see myself like writing like jazz tunes. I like jazz harmony a lot,
Yeah.
just for the extensions and like the ability to like uh, interpret these things at will
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. But as far as like yeah, I always just think that like maybe it's the way that they teach in school or whatever, but like the 251 and the 145 and like 625, like it all sounds like just too like okay, we get it. Like
Yes.
it's
It's
like
it's a
yeah,
certain thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, just mess around with that and just you have all your options. I would probably just recommend something around like put another anchor chord here, so like the 6 or the 4 or something, and then find a way that you like to get to it and then get away from it maybe, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So you have like this is like my little version. I'm gonna actually I like this better. I liked your first 8 bars. That's nice. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's kind of wrap up this. This is what I'll have you do on your own. Is I want you to um, take figure out a chord progression, and then those are going to be like your anchors,
So
and
you cut
then
out a second. What'd you say? Figure out a chord progression and then
that you're comfortable with, that you like. And those are going to be kind of your anchors. But then the real thing we're trying to do is to write a melody over it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so we're going to take those two ideas that we were doing and like move it through maybe some chords, right? So I'll give you an example of that real quick with my chord progression. This is my song. Okay, so we have right. I didn't love it. I like there was some really cool moments that I loved. I would have to like sit there and massage it. Like I want to do another one just from that. Right? So uh, you know, like I can now see a vision for a longer melody
Yeah, right.
because I have these anchor points. You could even go a step further and say that ends on the major seventh of that chord, right? And then you could write like a guide tone line that lands on different chord extensions that you want to hit, right? So like I could do the ninth of the next chord, and I'm gonna try to land on G or start on G or something, right?
Right.
And then the next chord I want to land on F. And then A flat major, I want to end on the sharp 11. Uh, it didn't work. I have to experiment with it, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So like, but I would just start for you, like, make a chord progression you like, and then take those two shapes and try to make a melody like anchored around that chord progression.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Does that
Sounds
make
good.
sense?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not saying that this has to be the song. You see what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I hate when people say, like, this is something that happens a lot with composition, like, teachers and students, is that they go, this is my song that I wrote about, like, when I was 4 years old and I picked a daisy and it means so much to me. And then the teacher's like, well, what if we explored the harmonic right? So if this is just an exercise and then that's not for this song, that's okay. You see
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. And to like what you mentioned about like picking like landing notes or whatever, like or starting notes, that like really resonates. Like I think about that all the time, and I think that's a good way to get the sound of like chord tones and non-chord tones over the chord, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And that's probably super practical, you know? So I'll probably try. I think when you said that, what instantly I came to mind was like, I'm gonna take like each chord when I find a progression I like, and then just find like one note that I actually like want to target or want to start on, and then just see
Yes.
where that goes. So yeah,
Yeah, like this note sounds pretty when I land there. Yeah, that's a
yeah,
great way to do it. Eventually, your ear will just kind of do that, and you could just turn on the chord progression and just sing. And honestly, even if you did that, you like programmed out the chord progression, I bet you would hear a lot of those landing notes that you want.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, cool. I think that's a good place to wrap up.
cool. Sounds good.
Cool. Nice work, dude. I'll plan on seeing you sometime next week.
All right, sounds good. Have a good one.
All right, take it easy.